Hello everybody, Michael Bacher again from Rectify Gaming, and today we're back with a review for Submerged Hidden Depths. Now, every now and then, usually around once a year or so, there's a game that comes out of nowhere and really surprises me. Most recently, that game has in fact been Submerged Hidden Depths. The follow-up sequel to Uppercut Games' Submerged, released in 2019, Hidden Depths capitalizes on the features which made the original stand out to allow for a much more immersive experience overall. Now, it's evident immediately upon starting the game that there's much more to do in this world than in the original. While Submerged had a large amount of content, it was the lack of variety in that content, however, that was my chief concern. Hidden Depths truly fixed this issue, and the game is much better off for it, allowing it to reach new heights. In the game, we get to experience the adventures of sister and brother Miku and Taku as they attempt to navigate a flooded world in order to restore it to its former glory and find a new home. Unfortunately, Miku and her brother become shunned in their community when she receives a special power. After touching a black plant called the mass, part of that plant attaches itself to her arm and allows her to communicate with the rest of the plants growing throughout the world. The mass has a power source that are called seeds, and they've been strewn across the world and its environment. Miku and Taku must find and return all of these seeds to the mass in order to heal the sunken world they have found themselves in. Now, Submerged Hidden Depths is marketed as a relaxploration game, and it really is. In this game, there's not a single enemy. There's not an instance of combat. There's not a bad guy anywhere whatsoever for you to find. All that exists in this game is the journey within it and the experiences we have to have. The contents of that journey include finding collectibles, exploring the beautiful, lush environment, and of course, solving puzzles. Now, it takes a lot for a game that doesn't have any combat, enemies, or bad guys at all in order to maintain the interest of players for hours on end. Now, as I mentioned, that was my concern with the original Submerged. While there was a lot of content, the lack of variety in that content, however, caused the monotony to set in and take away from the game's overall experience. This concern has been completely eliminated here with Hidden Depths. Now, the game's map needs to be uncovered by simply sailing around, and the visuals of the game practically beg you to do so. The game's water physics are absolutely beautiful and stunning. Rays of sunlight bounce off of half-sunken abandoned buildings, and the aquatic life is all over for you to see and experience. The weather changes dynamically as we play it. 1 minute you'll be sailing in the sunlight, making your way to a building, or climbing up a tower to solve a puzzle, and the next will be drenched in a rainstorm. In fact, before we really delved into any of the gameplay, I found myself compelled to sail all over in order to uncover the map. I didn't use the game's fast travel mechanic by utilizing the lookouts or the telescopes until I cleared the map. Instead, I just sailed. I got in my boat and kept go, and I didn't look back. And it was the game's setup with everything blended together that essentially compelled me to do so. Not once in this game, or in any game that I've played with puzzles for that matter, have I ever uttered the phrase, puzzle solving is so enjoyable. But in reality, it really is in Submerged Hidden Depths. In a game that's all about exploration and puzzles, the lack of any combat whatsoever really emphasizes these features and allow them to stand out. As a result, the standard frustration that tends to come with puzzle solving in games has been essentially eliminated in Submerged Hidden Depths. You won't have to worry about trying to carefully climb or navigate a tower, only to plummet to the bottom and have to make your way back up again after some ill-gotten step. In fact, Submerged Hidden Depths doesn't even let you fall off of anything unless you're meant to do so as part of the game exploration or navigation techniques. We're free to figure out how to solve these puzzles on our own, make our way on our own, and often there's more than one way to arrive at the puzzle's end location, which can only be found by exploring. In games like this, dialogue is one of the key features which pulls you into the story, and it really stands out with Miku and Taku as they speak to each other using this made-up language. It's not difficult to extrapolate what they're saying and how they are feeling, as their body language allows this to stand out. Miku's troubled and guilt-stricken for having her brother impacted the way it has with her power. She's trying to fix the world by finding all the seeds of the mass, but she's also trying to redeem herself and do what she can to make up for her brother being an outcast as well, even though it's not her fault, but that of the fear-based reactions of those in her community which put him there with her to begin with. This made-up language really brings us into the game. Since we can't understand the language, what they're saying word for word, we're forced to think about what they're saying in our own head. This gives us the freedom to interpret it the way we want on an individual level and become part of the story in a way that is truly our own by thinking about similar instances in our own lives. Now, because of this, Everything in Submerged Hidden Depths blends together so brilliantly. The sounds of the waves crashing as you're sailing, the immersiveness of the dialogue, beauty of the landscape, and its soundtrack at pivotal moments really hammer home the overall experience. While a few wonky camera moments pop up every now and then, it's a minor inconvenience for the overall experience of the game. Submerged Hidden Depths allowed me to get lost in a truly therapeutic experience with the ability to enjoy their game in the most inclusive way possible, and that's while looking into myself while playing. This allows Submerged Hidden Depths a truly rare ability, that to transcend its own genre of exploration-based games and allow fans of any genre in the arena the same incredible experience. Overall, we really hope you check out Submerged Hidden Depths, and here at Rectify Gaming, we scored a 9, and it's available now on multiple platforms for $29.99. Let us know what you think of the game below, and we're looking forward to your thoughts in the comments.